is Paul from Karis Pen Co. And I'm here to talk to you about limited release bolt pens that we're going to go ahead and put out here right at the end of the year. So we've been coming down to the last little bit of the bolt pens. We've been doing the blowout, $40 for the aluminum bolts. And we wanted to, and we had a bunch of black bolts available for purchase. So we went ahead and took those out of inventory and went ahead and anodized some knobs and sliders in blue and red. We did 50 of each. So what you have is the black and blue and the red and blue. Our traditional standard ballpoint pen, not the G2. This is only going to be available in the standard bolt. That being said, the black colors are really close, so if you have a black G2 bolt, you could potentially purchase this, put the black flower on, and it would match with little or no issues. But it was just one of the things that we wanted. We've never really done like a special edition bolt outside of some of the recent stuff where we did the ultra black and then we did the Halloween version. And this really looks really nice together. The accents are kind of cool with the red and black and the blue and black. And so it was one of the things that just a way to kind of sell through some of our product before we release the before we get everything back, inventory everything, and then go ahead and release the bolt version 2 V2 that we've been working on, some quick updates and stuff. So one of the reasons that we're kind of getting rid of all of the bolts that we have that we've manufactured up to those points. So basically the bolt was the second pen that we ever designed and manufactured after the Render K. We've never really done any major updates to it. About a year ago, we added a small, we rounded the bottom of the J slot. So it used to be that the J slot was actually flat at the bottom. So when you push down, it would stop. And you would have to push over physically with your, like you would have to push it over and then let it go. And basically, what we did about a year ago was we made the bottom of the J slot rounded so that when you pushed into it, and we couldn't make it rounded a lot without changing the actual the shape of it significantly. So it's just a small curve, but when you push down, it kind of starts to move on its own. So it necessitates less movement of your thumb, where you don't have to make the movement as much because it's already doing some of the work for you. That's the only adaptation that we've done to the bolt up until now. But early summer, we identified some potential improvements to the bolt to make it just to make it a more multifunctional without having a bolt G2 and a bolt. So going forward, when we release a new bolt, there's only going to be one. It's going to be multifunctional, similar to the Retract, but it's going to have some more purpose-built functionality to it. You'll have to elect which version you want, and it will be set up prior to us sending it. It won't be difficult for you to switch over from it, but that's neither here nor there. Basically, what I'm kind of talking about that is to let you know that with these pens, we reduced the price on these pens, but it's really only for the reason to kind of get the inventory out of our warehouse, so that we don't have any kind of confusion with the old bolt versus the new bolt going forward. Once we switch over, we're gonna basically purge the old inventory of the old version and move straight into the new version. So the old version will be somewhat, I don't want to say defunct. We will still do service on them. We'll accept them for repairs. People can send them back to us, and we'll do what we can to fix them. Um, but with that, the standard version we had, and we still do have quite a few of them on hand. So selling through them has kind of been one of the things where we want to get them sold. So we've lowered the price on some of them. We've done a lot of special releases to kind of get people, you guys have told us that you wanted special releases of the Bolt, so we wanted to do some in the short run. So this is one of those versions. We're not doing a lot of these. There's 50 of each pen. So there's 50 of the red and blue, and there's 50 of, or red and black, and there's 50 of the blue and black. So that's it. We just did a really small run of each colorway. Kind of just wanted to get a few, we had about 200 black bolts initially when we set these aside to do, and we're just going to sell them this way, just do about 50 of each. There's a lot of people that have asked for something like this, and so this is our way of kind of providing one of our pens that's in this colorway. We're still pushing to get a version of the ink aluminum, or not the ink, the Decograph aluminum rollerball versions with the same colorway. That will hopefully be towards the end of November, early December. Had some issues with the grip section, so we had to redo those. But these versions of these pens are pretty much almost wrapped up. We're just inspecting and assembling them right now. We're shooting for a release date of Friday, November 16th. So that's the day you'll be able to see these if you're interested in purchasing either of these. Like I said, there's 50 of each. So once they're gone, they're gone. We won't be doing them anytime soon. The release of the version 2 Bolt won't be until December, and that will be in limited colors options, just the standard color options. We won't be doing custom colorways of the new Bolt until sometime in 2019. So I believe these are gonna retail for $60. Just with the added anodize on these, we actually ended up putting a lot of money into anodizing the parts. It's relatively expensive to anodize small parts. It's cheaper to anodize large parts for whatever, well, partly because the small parts do end up getting messed up. And of the 300 that we sent out, we only got about 200 back because they get lost easily. So they are a little bit more expensive than the current aluminum bolts, since the aluminum bolts are on sale for $40. But this being a special release, they're not as expensive as the standard bolt, which is $70. They're still a little bit cheaper than that, but they are going to be retail for $60. And like I said, they'll be available on November 16th. They'll ship in our normal boxes. Nothing special about that, but the pens themselves are a little bit special. We just wanted to let you guys know, give you a video. And like I said, they are the ballpoint version of the pen. No G2s. We're done with this release. But if you have a black G2, you can simply put that barrel on the upper and it'll work just the same. So if you have any questions, guys, you can comment down below, or you can email or send us a message on social media. Otherwise, guys, hopefully this is something that you've been looking for, and you can see it released November 16th. We'll have an update go out in our email and our social media. Talk to you soon.